welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Nick, and I will start off the show apologizing for no show on Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, the internet provider that I am with is absolutely horrible. Long story short, I am switching providers hopefully by the end of the week. And I don't expect any more show interruptions, but unfortunately, it was completely out of my control. But I apologize for there not being any show on the weekend. But now we'll move on. It's a new week, and we are going to take a look at the current standings for the show. MLB standings. So obviously, no show Saturday, Sunday. No picks were given. But I did update the standings from Friday. And then I do have some NFL picks from the NFL show. So baseball, looking pretty good, especially in best bets. Going really good. NFL, a good start to the week one. A lot of us here in the green after week one. Tim has a best bet, which is still in the running. So his best bet is not there. But overall, pretty good start. In NFL, college football, nothing is actually no. There were some plays. Nick, you won your total again, so you're 3-0.
Yeah, and I also cashed with my my best bet. I believe I gave out Louisville as my best bet.
Yes, yeah. So a few changes here. Nick leading all the college football categories currently, and then Nick and Tim, CFL, WNBA, pretty good, all in the green. Yeah. Looking really good. Current standings. But we'll go to the comment here. I'm on unemployment for one more week. Anyone betting on Seattle Seahawks, please just send your money to my PayPal. Thanks.
I want to keep thinking that. Keep thinking that, buddy.
You're good, man. Don't pull out your hair. Well, my hair kind of disappeared.
You have tons of hair to pull out there, Terry.
Yeah, my hair is kind of gone now since the last show. So, but it was much.
The Blue Jays stress you out that much?
No, actually, you know what? You know what's funny? While we're talking about that, the Blue Jays game was still on when my internet went out. I was on the live show with Dave and you and Tim. And I was it seemed like I was literally talking and everything went out. Internet, TV,
yeah, I
phone,
think Dave thought you got pissed at him or something. He's like, wow, I can't believe he just dropped and didn't even say anything.
Yeah, literally, I had no way of now I do have before I thought, I have Wi-Fi, I don't need internet on my phone, I have Wi-Fi, and now that has been corrected, so everything has been corrected and hopefully no more issues going forward. But yes, it was very frustrating. The Blue Jays game was on and it was in the ninth inning, and my internet and TV decided to go out. Very stressful times, but we will move on to today. And we will look at the first game that I chose here in baseball for us to talk about. And that is the Houston Astros and the Detroit Tigers. You can currently find Houston minus 217 to minus 239. Detroit's plus 180 to plus 198. Sevens, a few 7.5s available in this one. I do like Houston as a side in this. Mainly because of the starting pitcher, Framber Valdez. And I'm looking to back him specifically. I got his over 6.5 strikeouts at plus 102. He has been absolutely killing it when it comes to the strikeouts. I'll pull up his numbers here. But he's been doing absolutely great. His last few games, he had 8 strikeouts in 2 games, and the other, I believe, he had 11, but it's coming up here. On the other side, Eduardo Rodriguez for Detroit pitched pretty well at times, but it's kind of come down to earth lately. Yes, Framber Valdez, 11 strikeouts in his last game against Texas in 6 innings, and then 8 strikeouts in the 2 previous games. Before that, and then 6, 8, 3, 7, 8, 6, 13. So he's definitely has the ability to strike guys out. So that's what I'm taking here. And leaning towards Houston, as well. Most likely a money line in a 2-team parlay. I was looking at Atlanta. I didn't pull the trigger yet, but I really do like Valdez. Over 6.5 strikeouts, plus 102. I have a full unit on that. Nick, Astros, Tigers. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, today I took a couple shots on a few dogs, and this is one of them here. I took a shot with the Tigers in the first 5 innings. I got that for plus 175. Now I get it. The pitching advantage definitely goes towards Houston in this spot, but Detroit's been playing actually pretty decent as of late. They've won 3 of their last 4 games heading into the series. Granted, they were against Kansas City and LA, but I kind of like this home dog here in this spot. Plus, Houston, I know they've still been winning. They've won 5 of their last 7 games, but when you look at those games, the last 6 ones, they've only covered 1 run line in this spot as well. So kind of they're taking their foot off the pedal. It looks like a little bit. That division's almost locked up for them, and I'm kind of expecting maybe a little bit of a down for Houston once they do lock up the division and all that. Look for that with big teams that lock down like divisional stuff, like the Dodgers soon and with the Astros soon. When they lock down those divisions, look for them to fade a little bit down the stretch because maybe they give their starters a couple extra days off, get them ready for the postseason, things along those lines. So I took a shot here at the Detroit Tigers in the first 5 innings at plus 175. I think there's some line value here at the home dog in this one.
All right. We'll move on along to the second game here. We do have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. You can find Tampa Bay plus 135 to plus 150. Toronto is minus 155 to minus 170. 8.5s right across the board in this one here. This is going to be a very good game and a very good series. Currently, Toronto is half a game behind this Tampa Bay team. And a close battle with Seattle right there as well. All 3 wildcard teams are pretty much identical. Baltimore, 5.5 games back, but they're still in it. So you can't just think, oh, we're in it now, we're fine. You're not. Definitely not in it yet. Still lots of baseball to go. And this is a huge series against this Tampa Bay Rays. And for game 1, they're sending out Cooper Criswell. He pitched 1.1 innings for LA last year and allowed 6 hits and 3 earned runs in that 1.1 innings. I do expect him to be better today because it's kind of hard to do worse than that. But I don't think it's going to be that much better. I don't expect him to pitch very long. Obviously, that's just one game, but it looked like he wasn't really there to be an opener, 1.1 innings. So I'm not exactly sure what Tampa Bay has planned for pitchers after that. Blue Jays, Jose Barrios, who's been doing good on the road lately. His last game at home against the Cubs, not so good. But the Jays overall have been playing really well on the road. So it's good to see Barrios doing well on the road. Now I want to see a good home game. And yeah, that's what I want. What will we see? I'm not sure. But I do have Toronto moneyline in a parlay with the football game, which we'll get to here shortly. As of right now, the money line is the only way, the only thing I have bet in this game. Obviously, if you're looking at it by itself, it's minus 155 to minus 170. So you would have to parlay it with something else. Could look at Toronto run line, but I'm just not sure if they cover the run line. This is a very big game, a very big series, and I could see it being a very close series. So I'm not sure if I want to jump on the run line, but I do think Toronto wins this one. Nick, Rays and Blue Jays, what do you think here?
Yeah, looking at this matchup here, yeah, we get Barrios, who's been a little bit better as of late. And one thing that kind of boggles my mind is he's pitching to an ERA above 5 this year, but yet the Blue Jays are 20-7 when he pitches, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. It means that they're putting up runs for him. This is a spot here where I did take the Toronto Blue Jays. I laid the -1 line for them here at -105 with the Blue Jays. Criswell, he's somebody that he's been going 3-4 innings for AAA Durham the last few starts. So probably expect maybe 3-4 innings from him in this appearance unless he gets lit up. I do think that the Jays should get to him a little bit here. It's kind of crazy to see the Rays at this big of a price, but the Jays at home playing with Berrios, for whatever reason, they show up for Berrios' starts, even though sometimes Berrios won't show up for his own starts. The offense does. So I did take the Blue Jays -1 here at -105.
Yeah, that is a pretty crazy stat with his record. And even before, like when it was like 18 or 16 games, and they were bringing it up on TV, and the sportscasters were asked what's going on with that. Even like they were like, we can't really explain it. But Jay Stone, thank you guys for continuing with baseball. It seems like everyone threw it to the wayside. Definitely not happening. We'll be going through baseball until the World Series.
So the Mets win the World Series, absolutely.
Yep. Obviously, football is back and everyone's excited, but that actually may make baseball even more profitable.
Yes,
because if people are focusing and the books are focusing on football, it's going to allow us to get edges in baseball. Rays team total over 3.5. A lean for Ryan.
It's not a bad look because Berrios is still going to give up runs. I do think the over is a decent look here.
For sure. A lot of the Rays Jays games go under the total too.
Yeah.
And recent past, I do remember that. I think she's correct there. BetStamp, use code WILD when signing up. If you already have BetStamp and you haven't put in to support somebody, there is at the top of your screen on your app, on the account section, there's a referral code, and it lets you put in a referral code. Make sure to put code WILD, help the show out. Much appreciated. Follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks as well. We'll move on along.
Yeah, one thing with that code WILD that I did notice is even if you have an established account and you've had it for a while, you can still use that code. Like I used it a couple days ago because I didn't know I could use it, and I was like, oh wow, that actually works. So you can still use
I just found out about that
after
a while. Yeah, I just recently found out about that as well. I didn't know if that was possible, but it is. So we'll move on to the third baseball game, and then we'll get to Monday Night Football, and of course have last pitch. Not a lot of baseball on today. Obviously, it is a Monday. But this game here, we have the Dodgers -210 to -225. Arizona +175 to +188. I see 9s, a couple 8.5s, and I see -2.5 for the Dodgers, -1.5 for the Dodgers, and +1.5 for the Diamondbacks is +118, which is an interesting plus money price. Dodgers, big, huge favorites on the road. We'll go to Nick first in this game. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I've detected a little bit of a wagon here in the MLB, and no, it's not the Dodger run line right now. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks in the first 5 innings. For whatever reason, they lost 2 out of 3 against Colorado, but they won the first 5 innings in all 3 of those games. They won the first 5 and 2 out of the 3 against San Diego. I think they were on like a 21-5 type of run in the first 5 innings. Like this team's been really good recently, and I'm going to look to back Arizona here. I said this a couple weeks ago that down the stretch, there will be some teams that mail it in and some teams that play spoiler that you can look to back as a dog. Arizona right here, they are a spoiler team, especially when you get Merrill Kelly or Zach Gallen on the mound. Obviously, we don't have either of one of them on the mound today. My bad on that one. But the pitcher that they have on the mound today actually looked pretty good in his first start. So look for him to hopefully have a decent start here. Just give me 5 solid innings with Ryan Nelson here, who looked good against San Diego. Granted, that was against San Diego. But, just give me 5 good innings, Ryan Nelson, and give me a couple runs, Arizona. And Also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Dodgers celebrated last night clinching a playoff spot. So even though MLB said afterwards that they still they're not clinched 100% yet, but they did celebrate that yesterday. Even though I think a technicality came out the next morning saying they're not 100% qualified, but they kind of are. But yeah, maybe look for a little bit of a flat spot here with the Dodgers heading to the desert after a big series against the Padres. But yeah, I'm on the Diamondbacks first 5 innings at plus 170.
All right. Yeah, I think even though teams aren't technically clinched, I think pretty much Atlanta, Mets, Dodgers are pretty much all. I don't want to say
Astros as
clinched because
well.
they aren't, but they would have to lose like what 95% of the rest of their games. It would be pretty tough for that to happen.
Something along those lines, yeah. I think the Mets' magic number is like for the playoffs is like 7 or 8 combined wins and Brewers losses or something like that. So
yeah, it would be extremely hard. But I get until they're technically there, until they're technically clinched, they're not technically clinched. So it is what it is. In this game, I went back and forth in this game all morning on what I want to do with this. And even though I don't really get excited about going to fade the Dodgers, this Diamondbacks team, like Nick says, find ways to cash the first 5. The other day, on Friday, before the internet went out, I didn't even know that I was down 8 runs in the first 5. All I saw was that I cashed, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I found out how absolutely
lucky you were.
Yeah, exactly. Because it should have lost, but Diamondbacks were able to pull it out. So for me, Diamondbacks first 5 plus a half, which is plus 116. So as long as this game is tied or the Diamondbacks are winning, I'm going to cash a plus 116 after the first 5. So I had to take that.
Oh yeah.
I had to. Plus money for the plus a half and good plus money.
So. This team is becoming fun to watch. Like they got some fun young talent coming up. Corbin Carroll has been a lot of fun to watch since they've called him up. But yeah, this is one of those teams that have nothing to lose and they have their young guys up looking to prove a point.
For sure. And we'll move on along. Actually, we'll do last pitch first before Monday Night Football. We'll do last pitch looking at the rest of the baseball slate. I didn't get involved in game 1 of Texas and Miami. I'm not getting involved in game 2 either. If I was going to bet something in game 1, I was leaning to the over, which I'm so glad that was just a lean because it's 2-2 top of the 8th. But really,
extras maybe.
Taking Marlins over is tough. But game 2, no real opinion. Angels Guardians. No real opinion, maybe a lean to the under, but it's just a game I don't want to get involved in. Pirates and Reds, Wilson against Mike Minor. Lean to the over, but not getting to it. It's a pass. Cubs Mets, obviously pass. Braves Giants. Strider has been good. I'm on Atlanta minus a half in the first 5, minus 110. Braves have been finding ways to lose games late, but hoping they can cash the first 5 for me. Cobb, not somebody I'm really that fond of. Hasn't pitched horribly. I just think there's a overall team advantage with Atlanta. There's a pitcher advantage with Strider. So I'll take them first 5 minus a half. And then, as I said, lean with a Houston-Atlanta parlay. Not sure if I'll get there. And that's basically it for me. 4 plays today, not a whole lot on this slate, but there's no reason to get crazy. There are other slates where if you like a bunch, you can kind of get a little crazy, but smaller slates, no reason to go crazy there. So, Nick, last pitch, anything else on the baseball slate that you like?
Yeah, I got to 2 other plays that we did not mention during the stream. I did get involved with the San Francisco Giants in the first 5 innings. And for me, it's a big question mark on Spencer Strider. Yeah, he's been really good as of late, but he's up there in innings, and he's never come close to this innings range. So would not be surprised if they maybe put a little bit of a leash on him. because I think just 2 years ago he was pitching with Clemson in college baseball. So he's not somebody who has gone that many innings in a season before. I'm trying to find what his I think the most I've seen him do. He did 120. That's 120 this year. I don't think he's gone anywhere near that in years past, even in college. So look for maybe a little arm fatigue from him as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. So if I'm the Braves, maybe pump the brakes on Strider a little bit if you want him for the postseason. So I took a shot here with the Giants in the first 5 innings at plus 150. And then I took the Mets run line, expecting them to beat up on Assad here. With Assad, he has a low ERA, a low whip. But when you look at his advanced numbers, it shows that he's been getting a little lucky in games. He's somebody that gives up a lot of base runners and works his way himself out of jams. And I think maybe the Mets can make him pay on a couple of those today. So I'm on the Mets run line. It was a little juicy at minus 135, but I think the Mets take this game by at least like 2 or 3 runs. So those are the 2 I got to that we didn't go over for today.
All right. So even Nick, who's a high volume guy, isn't too high volume today.
No.
That should definitely say something. Follow everyone in the description below. Obviously, Nick and Tim at Earl Sports Bets. Their YouTube link is in the description below. The same with Dave. Follow him as well. If you saw our NFL show, you know how we both feel about this game. But we're still going to go over it because there will be changes. Maybe not in this game today, but there will be times throughout the season where we say we like somebody on Wednesday, and by Sunday or Monday, that changes. So we'll definitely still go over the games here in this one. Looking at the current odds, and that's another thing that will change a lot is odds.
Yes.
We'll talk. I'll use the Vikings game as an example. When we went over it, Vikings +2, and then they were -2 Sunday. So things can definitely change. This hasn't really changed though. Denver -250 to -320 or 333. Seattle +220 to +250. 6.5s mostly. I do see a couple 6s. There were some 7s, +7s earlier for Seattle. Not currently any longer. 44 or 43.5. I may be taking the easy play in this game, but as I said earlier, I do have Denver money line in a part. I didn't say earlier, but I do have a money line parlay with Toronto, and that is Denver, which I got for +124. I believe those 2 together. I expect, it was +127. I expect Denver to win this game. They have the better defense, the better offense. For what I hear, even a better coach. They have the better quarterback. They're just overall better. Do I want to take them -6.5? If week 1 has showed anything, no, I don't. Yes, there were a couple teams that cashed, but there were others that didn't. So I'm not exactly sure I want to take this spread. I do like Denver tonight. I do think they win this game, but I wouldn't be overly surprised if they won by 4 or 6, and you lose the spread. So I'm just going to take the money line with the Blue Jays money line in this one. I looked at props, but not really going to get involved in any here. Russell Wilson's first game against his former team. He could be great or he could be not very good. So I want to see here and see who he focuses with, which receivers, tight ends he likes to throw to before I really go with props. Nick, Broncos, Seahawks. I guess by looking at your background, it pretty much says you're the team you like in this game, but tell people why.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can tell by my background, Broncos Nation. Let's rock. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm on the Seahawks, and I've been on the Seahawks for months now. Like, this is a play I've liked for months. Looking at it here, yeah, I get it. It's Geno Smith. Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to back Geno Smith. Absolutely. Yeah. Last year when he came in, when Russell Wilson was hurt, he only went 3-0 ATS, cashing every single ticket you bet on him. He is 6-3 ATS as a dog in his career. When you look at Monday night underdogs. They're 22-11 the last 33 games against the spread. Also, when you look at it here, I get it. It's the Broncos. I don't know if they're that much better than last year. And this is a spot here where I'm not laying 7 on the road with a team with a new quarterback. Yes, I get it. It's Russell Wilson, but there's a brand new quarterback in there. It's a first-year head coach. You're laying 7 on the road. Russ heading back home, where that atmosphere in Seattle is one of the best atmospheres in football. Like that 12th man atmosphere in Seattle. Russell Wilson's going to have to learn to deal with that as a visiting player here. So I think that's an interesting angle as well. Plus, when you look at this game, another thing I saw was this is the lowest amount of tickets on a single side for the Seattle Seahawks tonight since 2016 on a Monday night game. So this has one of those games that has that feel of Vegas knows what they're doing. They have billion-dollar buildings for a reason. Vegas eats tonight with all this with all the Denver money. So I'm on the Seahawks. Plus, I got 7 this morning. On my book, it went to 7 for about, I want to say, half an hour. And I happened to check my book when it was at that price. So I jumped on 7 minus 120. I got the plus 255 on the money line. I also took under 44 in this game because I'm going to continue to ride these primetime unders, which, if you've seen so far, are 2-0. Thursday night went under. Sunday night went under. I'm going to be right back on the under in Kansas City and LA. Spoiler alert there. But look at these primetime unders because the public's going to come in and bet these games over. We saw this open up at 41.5. It's now up to 44, 43.5, 44. I got it at 44 for the under here. So I'm going to ride here with the Seahawks plus 7, plus 255, and I got the under 44 as well, expecting a low, muck it up style of game where the Seattle Seahawks pound the rock. I don't expect Geno Smith to do much at all. I expect them to pound the rock. I expect them to have a conservative playbook. We see a lower scoring game, maybe 20-17, 17-16, something along those lines. Close, low scoring game. I think the Seahawks potentially win straight up, and Vegas swims in their money tonight. So that's where I'm on for this game.
All right. We will definitely see what happens later on tonight. It should be a good game. If Nick's right, it might be a little boring at times. But
if you like defense,
yeah, but most people don't like defense. But and when you were talking about the game on Thursday, yeah, the Chargers Raiders over seemed so easy,
and we all fell for that trap.
Yeah, so I probably won't be getting involved in the total on Thursday night, just because of that. But we'll go to the best bet segment and look at the over-under for today. Nick, you're going with the full game under in Seattle and Denver. Tim is taking Denver team total under 26.5, and Ryan is taking Seattle team total under 17.5. So
a lot of under.
Yeah, hopefully all three of you can cash. For me, no totals. I'm not on any. Not today, unfortunately. Going on to dog of the day. I am on Arizona first 5 plus a half. So I'll throw it in here.
Yeah. Dog it up. Let's go, Terry. Dog it up.
Yeah, I am on it, so I'll put it here. I don't really like fading the Dodgers. Not something I'm super excited to do, but
hey, look to do it down the stretch, especially after they clinch.
Yeah, hearing they clinched and they haven't actually clinched. That's really interesting to see how that turns out. But Nick, you're going with San Francisco first 5, and Tim is going with the Seattle Seahawks. This is dog of the day. And then looking at best bets, for me, my best bet, my favorite bet of the night is Valdez over 6.5 strikeouts, which you can find for plus 105. Nick, you're going with Seattle Seahawks plus 7, minus 120. Tim is going with the Seahawks money line.
He's going all the way.
Plus 260. And Ryan is going with Texas and Miami game 2 over 7 as his best bet. We will take a look at the comments here. Do you all have a record with QB versus former teams?
No, I do not.
that's a very interesting thing to look up.
That would be a very interesting angle, actually.
From week one, obviously it didn't go too well with. I'm not going to compare Bayfield. I'm not going to compare.
I was going to say Russell Wilson's a little bit different than Baker Mayfield and Joe Flacco.
Yeah. So 0-2 this year, but past stats do matter. So thanks for the info. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you, Crystal. What's up, Justin? Thanks for smashing the like button. Much appreciated. And Jay Stone likes Jay Williams, 2 touchdowns plus 700. I feel all I did is talk up Jefferson. Why didn't I bet over 1.5 touchdowns? Why didn't I put my money where my mouth is? I don't know. But hey, I had Jefferson touchdown as my best bet, so I'll take it. But future alert, you're going to see Jefferson touchdown on my card, most likely every week of the season. So,
yeah, and if you think that, then maybe a good futures alert as well is maybe taking Justin Jefferson to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is I don't even want to say the words, but players do find their way out of the lineup because of certain bad events.
Yep.
I don't want to say the I word, but bad things can happen sometimes. Yeah. I want
injuries happen.
The word myself, but
look at Dak Prescott.
Exactly. So, but while he's here playing well, I'll be backing him for sure. But that is today's show. Last comment: Wilson under 1.5.
I see a ton of people on the over for that, Tim. So I don't hate that look, especially if we think it's gonna be like 17-13.
It gives you one. As soon as he gets one, you're sweating that the rest of the game.
If you think Javonte Williams gets a couple touchdowns on the ground, then Wilson's not throwing them.
That's true as well. But that is today's show. Later on today, we will be going, or in about 20 minutes, we'll be going over the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And then tomorrow we'll have 2 shows. We'll have the Chicago Blackhawks and the Arizona Coyotes. So get ready.
Two bangers in one day?
Yeah. Get ready for a whole lot of
Yoch for the cup.
You may not hear very positive comments over the next 3 NHL shows, but unfortunately that's what happens. When you go over all teams, you're going to have to discuss the ones that we're going to have to discuss. So bear with us, but we will do our best to be as objective and not nasty towards these teams as we can. But no promises made, no promises. But everyone, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. Jay Stone is a Blackhawks fan. Jay Stone, please don't hate me after the Blackhawks show. Tim's excited for Yotes. And to see Yotes versus the Sabres in the Stanley Cup.
Maybe if he's playing NHL the show or whatever.
Yeah, because that won't happen in real life ever. Well, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, it's not going to happen. But best of luck, everyone, in your bets tonight, and we'll see you on other episodes. Getting well with Terry and friends. Have a good one, guys. Go Blue Jays.